Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eleni. Welcome if you're new. This is Cashew, and today we're going to talk about the books that I read in July and the books I'm planning to read in August, as well as a little haul at the end of this video. So Cashew's gonna hang out over here. He's got this little Reid hut that he can chill in. We'll see if he likes it. I just got it for him today, and we'll get into it. It is August 3rd today, and I read a decent amount of books in July. I'm not mad about it. Definitely kind of a slow month, but I'm happy that I've kind of picked up my reading again this month compared to June and May, which were both very slow months for me. So in July, I read Legendary by Stephanie Garber. This is the second book in the Caraval series, which I started earlier this year, and I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it a 4-star on Goodreads, and yeah, I stand by that. It was really well done. It was a great continuation. You got to know a few of the characters a bit more, and the plot picked up. And I'll kind of go out of order here. I then finished Finale, which is the last book in the trio of the Caraval series, and it was good. I really liked it. It kind of it kind of got a little boring in some parts in the middle, but overall I really enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend the trio if you're into like YA fantasy, very magical aspects of it, and things that honestly I hadn't really read anywhere else, so that really kept me interested in it. The book I read in between those two books was Under One Roof by Ali Hazelwood, which is also part of a trio. There are 3 novellas in the, I don't remember what the trio is called, something to do with like STEM and romance. Anyway, it's about women in STEM and their romantic lives. So this book is the first book in the trio, and it follows, I am not gonna be able to remember their names right now, I apologize, but it follows a girl whose favorite professor in college left her half of a house, and the professor's nephew already lives there, and so they move in together and kind of have to figure out their differences and end up falling in love in the process, blah blah blah, that trope. So I loved it. It was the perfect like length. It was not too short and it was not too long. It was a good amount of information. It really set the scene, set the tone, and hopefully the next 2 books continue on that way. Then I finally finished You've Reached Sam by Dustin Thao. This was another YA, and it was hard for me to finish. I actually had recommended it to one of my students, and she actually finished it in like 3 days. She loved it. So I think it was just really not my vibe personally. I don't know if it was like sad. I mean, it definitely made me cry, which I typically don't mind books making me cry, but I just felt like I really didn't connect with the main character at all. Like, I don't know if it's just because I haven't gone through the same experiences as her, but I just really didn't connect with her, and I think that made it really hard for me to finish the book. But that being said, I definitely would recommend it to like my students, which I teach 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th grade. So I would absolutely recommend it to them. It's a great kind of beginner book for dealing with grief and friendships. So yeah, I really liked the overall story and the themes throughout the book, but it just wasn't for me. So I think I gave it 3 stars. And then the last book I have on my list, I technically started on July 31st and finished it August 1st. It literally took me 24 hours to read. It was so good. So I'm adding it on this list right now, but it's also probably going to be on my August list. Sorry, because technically I finished it in August, but I read most of it in July. I don't know. Anyway, it was Reckless Girls by Rachel Hawkins, and oh my god, I loved this book. I literally devoured it. It was just so good. I think it was because I had just come off of finishing You've Reached Sam, and I was like, I need something adult, and did not disappoint. I loved everything about it. I really thought it was going to be more like slashery, and I'm kind of glad it wasn't. It was kind of the perfect like mix of really learning about the characters and connecting with them, and I ended up liking all the characters. I wanted everything to work out for everybody, and then the plot twist near the end had more to do with like the characters truly revealing themselves, and I really liked that. So those were the 5 books that I read this month. Well, 4.5 books I read this month. And you can check them out on Goodreads and see my reviews on Goodreads and my star ratings. It's always linked down below in my videos, so feel free to follow me there. All right, on to my August TBR before we do my little book haul. So I've already started reading 2 books for this month. I started listening to Daisy Jones and the Six, which I'm like nearly halfway done with, I feel like, already, and I'm really loving it. Like, oh, so good. I love Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I don't remember if I ever rented the book from the library and started to try to read it, Daisy Jones and the Six, but I finally got off the wait list on Libby for the audiobook, and so I was like, yes, let me do it. And I think the audiobook is really the way to go because there's just so many characters, and it really helps to keep them straight in my head, hearing their voices instead of just like reading them on pages. That happens to me a lot when I'm reading books that have multiple characters and multiple points of view like happening. And that's basically what this book is. Like, all the dialogue is different characters. It's very interesting. It's written like an interview pretty much. So it's really cool. The next book I'm reading is The Bodyguard by Kathrine Center. This was my book of the month from July, and I'm really excited for this. Just a really good like romance. She has to figure out how to not be the tough bodyguard while pretending to be his girlfriend while meeting his family, protecting him from a stalker. And I'm really excited. I'm not too far in. I think I'm on chapter 5. I was babysitting last night, so I got through a bit of it, but I am liking everything I'm reading so far. And so far I do feel a connection to the main character, which I love. All right, the next book I'm reading is, well, I plan to read this month, is the second book of that Ali Hazelwood trio that I was mentioning, the trio of novellas, and it is Stuck With You, which I am really excited to read. So I got it through Libby, and it's going to be the ebook copy, so I'm reading it on my Kindle. And then hopefully I'm on the wait list for the last book in the series, which is Below Zero, or I don't remember. I'll put it here. But I am low down on the wait list. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how popular these books got. It felt like I hadn't even heard of them, and then I saw somebody talk about them one time, and then I was like, oh yeah, I'll read those. And I like have been on the wait list for all 3 books. It's really ridiculous. But good for Ali. So that is the 3rd book on my TBR for August, Stuck With You by Ali Hazelwood. The next book I want to read, so I'm going to Maine next week, which hopefully I will remember to film a vlog so that you guys can see my little Maine trip. It's a family vacation. I'll be paddleboarding and just hopefully in general having a good time. I'm really excited for Maine. I haven't been since I was like 4, so I'm excited to do all the New England summer things and eat lots of lobster rolls. Oh yeah. But these last 2 books I plan to bring on my vacation with me. So the first book is People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I've had this book for definitely over a year now, and I just have not gotten around to it. So I definitely want to read this before September comes around. And the last book I intend to read this month is Big Summer by Jennifer Weiner. And I started this in audio form a while ago. Then I found this copy at, I want to say it was at Goodwill, but I honestly don't remember. It is either Goodwill or another like thrift store. It wasn't a little free library. But I was like, oh great, let me just have the copy of it and I will read the physical copy. So it should be good. It does take place in New England on Cape Cod. So I think it'll be a good main read because I'll be like in New England, be in those vibes. All right, so those are the 5 books that I have on my TBR list. As I've said in the past, I do like to keep my TBR list short because I often am on the wait list for books on Libby, and then they come through and you only have them for like 7 to 10 days. So then those get added on throughout the month. So I don't have like a 15 book TBR because I like to keep some options open. You know what I mean? All right, my mini book haul right now is just 4 books and they're from the dollar store. They're from Dollar Tree, which is actually $1.25 now, which is annoying, but still great for book prices. And all but 1 book are hardcover. So 3 hardcover books and 1 paperback for $5. You really can't beat it. All right, the first book I have is The Other's Gold by Elizabeth Ames. I did look all these books up on Goodreads. They either had a 3.8 or above, I believe. So I never heard of this book, but it's about a girl in college and friendships and finding bonds and finding yourself. And all that stuff. And I was like, you know what? Let me try it out. So that's the first book. The next is Happy, Messy, Scary Love by Leah Konen. And it is a YA romance. Romance? I mean, I guess kind of romance. It is about a girl who gives her crush the wrong name. So then her crush thinks that she's somebody else. And then just ends up being a whole like web of lies that she needs to figure out and blah, blah, blah. And I'm a sucker for shit like that. I swear, it's so annoying. This next book is actually my mom's pick, but she left it in my bag when we finished shopping. So I'm going to bring it to Maine for her. It's A Mother's Promise by K.D. Alden. This had like 4.2 stars on Goodreads or something. So I'm intrigued. It is what is it? I think it's a historical fiction. Yeah, historical fiction set in Virginia in 1927. So my mom, she likes that stuff. And then the last book I got is Invisible Girl by Lisa Jewell. And I had just finished reading her book and then she was gone for book club back in May. I think it was May. And that was a really good book. It was really compelling. It was really hard to put down. And so I'm really excited for this one. I really hope it stands up to the other one. But yes, so I'm so thrilled with these 4 book purchases. If you have a Dollar Tree near you, I absolutely always recommend checking out their book section. Have your Goodreads on your phone ready to go so you can look up some reviews and star ratings. Because like I said, this is a hardcover book. It would have been $28. Got it for $1.25. This one, I can't see. This one would have been $18.99. Got it for $1.25. This one would have been $27, got it for $1.25. So like, come on. If you're a book lover, just check it out. And maybe you'll see something that just sounds really compelling and you'll pick it up and it'll be fantastic and no one's been talking about it. You never know. So it's always worth a shot. All right, that is it. Let me take my thumbnail photo. Okay, thank you for joining us today, and we hope to see you in our next video, right, Cash? Don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know what's on your TBR list for this month. I love seeing it. Feel free to follow me on Goodreads, add me as a friend. I'll add you back because I love reading buddies. And I'll see you soon. Hold on, I can't do my ending.